I'm going to show you how I have scanned over 17,000 postcards to list on eBay and Etsy using the Fujitsu ScanSnap scanner. We sell collectibles and toys, but we also sell postcards. We have two stores, one on eBay and one on Etsy, named SMPostcards. And between the two stores, we have over 17,000 postcards listed for sale. When we first started doing postcards, we were taking the photos of the front and back with a camera. And as you can imagine, that was a lot of repetitive work. The quality wasn't as good, the angles were different. So I went out and looked and see if I could find a document scanner that could do the front and back by putting the postcard in and scan it to a folder on a PC. I found two scanners that I was interested in. One was an Epson and the other one was a Fujitsu. So we decided to go with the Fujitsu. Both of them worked just fine. We could have went either way, but I tended to go toward the Fujitsu. It is a color duplex document scanner. The duplex means it will do front and back on one feed. It is wired or wireless. The wired comes with a connection on the back of the scanner, and then it goes into a USB on your PC. The wireless will work in the 2.4 gigahertz or the 5 gigahertz. It says it works on a Mac or a PC. We have a PC. We haven't tested it on a Mac, but stated in the technical document, it will work on a Mac as well. During this video, we're going to walk you through some of the settings from the software to set it up correctly to scan postcards, and then we're going to do a short demonstration to show you how the postcards are fed in and how well it does work and scans to a folder. Okay, so I set the camera up to kind of capture the whole picture here, I hope. Here's the laptop with the software, the ScanSnap Home. These are pictures of postcards, the front and the back, that I've already done a while ago, just waiting to be listed. Down here is the scanner. As you notice, I have a dust cover that I bought separately. One of the biggest issues with the scanner, you have to keep them clean. Old postcards have a lot of dust on them, especially the older ones that are linen, stuff like that. The chrome ones, not as much, but you will get dust in here. You're going to want to get a can of air to blow out some of the dust that you can't get to. I don't use Windex or anything like that to clean the lens. I feel it leaves a residue, so I use eyeglass wipes to clean the lens on here. They're alcohol that dries, and I have not had an issue with that. So I'm going to go ahead and to start the scanner, you just open the lid, you pull out the catch tray, and then the touch screen will come up. On the touch screen, you got preset buttons, and we're going to go through some of these settings and how I have it set up later on in this video. But this right here is got one that's called Postcards. I just click on it. I have two stacks of postcards here. They're about 10 or 12 each. It's how I usually do it. I put them all face down. I set them in the scanner, and then we just hit scan. Over here, you'll start seeing them drop in as they go through. I do have it set to the highest resolution, called Excellent, on this scanner, so it goes a little slower so I can keep up with it. If you set it to 600 DPI and stuff like that, it will scan a lot faster, but I found this is a nice rhythm to do it. They come out the same. So now, as you notice, that one stopped, and it's going to come up and tell me there's an overlapping document or something like that. And what it's found is this is an older card. It's embossed, so what that means, it's been imprinted and the paper has dents in it. It thinks it's two documents on top of each other. So you're going to run into those. So all you do is just say continue to scan and press the touchscreen, and it'll continue to scan. Once in a while, cards will stick together, and you will have to restart it. The stack again, just cancel and restart. But as you see, it's taking them right in order, nice and neat. They should be showing up on the screen here, which they are. And it's up to 13 postcards. It's on number 14. And then when it finishes, what I do is I grab them. It'll ask you to finish the scan. It'll finish the scan and it'll go ready for the next one. I set these to the side in order. Then I take the next one, and as you can see, I got all different types here. I got a shorter one, I got a real older one of an army. That's a photo. I'm not going to send that through. That'll be done separately. And some linens, and got some bigger chromes. So we're going to put these in here and see how these come out. So I just put them upside face down. I'm not worried about the orientation. I do that in the listings. I'm not worried about looking at them right away. I just get them scanned, and some days I'll sit here and scan for 1 or 2 hours and just get them scanned and put in order, and then I'll go through them and do some research on them if I need to as I list them. So one of the things you don't want to send through the scanner is any cards with any kind of special attachments, mechanical cards, things that move. This one is an example. It has a little salt packet from the Great Salt Lake on it. This is not going to go through the scanner. The next thing is, if it has any plastic sleeves on it, you're going to get a reflection, or it's not going to catch and go through. So you want to make sure you take them out of any sleeves. This is a older card. I kept it in the sleeve because it's pretty it's already catching on the sleeve. It's got some tears on it, but need to do some research. But those are the things you don't want to send through. And one of the other things is, years ago, they put glitter on cards, and what I'm told, it was made out of mica, which is a form of glass. Glass on glass will scratch, so you don't want to put anything with glitter or metal or anything through the scanner that can put a scratch on your lens there inside. There's one lens inside on the front and one for the back. If you get a scratch on the lens, then you're going to start getting streaking across your postcards. So be very careful before you scan what you put in there, especially for the money you pay for these. So far so good. I've only accidentally sent a few here once in a while that I missed, but I haven't had an issue. But let's go ahead and do the second stack here. I just hit scan, and then you'll start seeing them show up on the screen over here. So it took the small one very well, no problem, different sizes. That was an older card, that's a international card. There's a linen. So it just nice, steadily goes through. So I can sit here for a couple hours and I can scan probably 1,000, 2,000 postcards in that time frame and get them done. And as you notice, it's coming up on the screen over here as they come through. I'll bring up one of the cards here to show you the resolution. This scanner also doesn't give you a choice of putting a border around it like the Epson does, which was a nice feature that this one didn't have. But when I got that, I just put them right here. I click finish. It's recorded in the software. The postcards, like this one here, is going to come up. That's what the postcard looks like. Nice square, even. Hope I put the camera back down to where it should be. Now, after I do a stack about 80 to 100, I'll take and I'll put a rubber band around them. Now, I use the fatter rubber bands, and you don't want them real tight because they'll dig into the cards. But the fat ones I found don't cause any damage as long as I don't do them real tight. But once I get that, I put them in the box just like this, and all these are scanned in order. The box has a number on it, so when I go to list them, all I have to do is pull a packet out of cards, and in the folder it has the next one right in line, so when I need it. And right now I have about 5,000 postcards pre-scanned, so all I have to do is pick a packet and start listing. That's all there is to the software, or the scanner. And now we're going to get into the settings of it with that. But to close it down, you close your bottom screen, you close the cover, you put the dust screen on it. Like I said, very important to keep these clean. Push it to the side, put everything back to where it should be, and you're done scanning. Okay, you just saw how the postcards get fed through the scanner and then scanned and then put into the software. In the image that I showed you, they show up really nice. Again, there's no border feature where I can put a border on that I can find that would show a border like the Epson does. By having a little outside border, it kind of shows the edge of the card. I kind of wish this had that, but it is what it is. It does a great job. It's a huge time saver. They have 17,000 cards in the store, and if I had to take pictures with a camera, I wouldn't even come close to that number. So let's recap a few things. Number one, keep it clean. I recommend the eyeglass wipes to wipe it off after you use it. The scanner will show a little red dot over the maintenance settings wheel on the touchscreen to say there's a problem, and it's usually dust on the lens. And when there's dust on the lens, you just, after the set of scanning, you just open it up, wipe it down, and shut it, and then it should clear. Get a can of spray just to spray out the dust that you can't get to. Keeps the wheels and the gears clean. Get a dust cover, because that's probably most prone, even though it has a cover on top. I found that this dust cover, I didn't use it for 3 months. It had a lot of dust on top of it, so it did keep the dust out of the scanner. And another thing that I didn't go over is you don't want to pack the cards in too tight. I found a nice range between 12 and 15 cards. Does fine. It doesn't jam up. And also, if you have some different type of cards, you got some real thick cardstock cards, really embossed cards, stuff like that, you might want to set those to the sides if you see them as you scan, and do those and drop them in singly. It works a lot better. It won't stop your scanning process, but they seem to work better there, and won't be that many jams. So now let's go through the settings. I'm going to walk you through on a screen capture, so I'll be doing a voiceover on it, on the different settings and what you can do. It's very important on a couple settings that you set it to continuous scan. If you don't set it to continuous scan, then you're going to get one big long document with all the pictures of the cards in it. So you want them to do multiple batches, and I'll show you where that is and what the buttons look like. So the software that the ScanSnap scanner uses is called ScanSnap Home. When you get your scanner and you get it installed, it'll give you the URL to go to the website to get this software. You want to download the latest version. It will automatically update. There's a little task that runs in the background on Windows, not for sure about the Mac, that constantly checks the Fujitsu home site to see if there's any updates, and it'll pop up on your screen every so often to update it. A lot of times it's just language packages, stuff like that. I usually take just the normal recommended options. If there is an update for your scanner, I'll show you that in a second, how to update the firmware on the scanner. Again, when you do firmware on any device, you never want to shut it off while it's uploading. So it'll warn you about that. But let's go through the settings to set the buttons up, like the button I had on the scanner that said Postcard. By hitting the button that says Postcard, I have preset settings on it that tells it how postcards are to be scanned and where to scan to. So when you bring up the software, you hit settings and you go to scan settings. It'll bring up basically like the display that's on the front of the scanner. If you notice, I have something here says it's not connected. That's because I don't have the scanner turned on right now, and that's fine. But all these different buttons, if you set up the software on different PCs, you can have the same buttons, but you're going to have a different color on there, so different people can set it up. The one that I have, I just recently got a new HP computer, so this is called HP Postcards. So I find the button, I double click on it, it brings up the settings that I can set for that button. You can add buttons by hitting the plus sign or whatever. So let's go through each one. So what is the name of the button is right here. You want to give it a description. Then you get down to color mode. Now the different options, you got automatic, gray, or black and white. I want color, so I pick color. You got duplex or simplex. Simplex means only one side. Duplex has both sides, front and back. We want duplex. Here's your resolution settings. A lot of people go back and forth about this. To me, it's just speed. What I want to keep up, you can shoot these things out as fast as you want, and the images will look good. What I'm told, eBay, Amazon, 600 dpi is a good resolution. People are going to see that anyway. I take the Excellent because I found that's the best speed for me to keep up with it as I'm scanning a lot. So you can pick whatever you want in here. You can even set it to automatic and you'll probably still get a good resolution. So, but I picked Excellent. Rotation, it doesn't read postcards very well as it does documents to rotate it correctly, but I set it to automatically. Maybe it'll catch one. And then you can select the file format. You want JPEG for pictures, PDFs, or for documents. So we want JPEG. Detailed settings just goes a little deeper into these. The next one is probably the most important, and the one that took me a minute to find is continuous scan. Normal scan scans all documents at a time. Continuous scan scans documents into multiple batches, and manual scans documents folded in half one by one. You want the middle one of continuous scans because you want each postcard to be a separate file. So make sure you set that to continuous scan on the Fujitsu ScanSnap scanner. Type, manage and scan type home, or you can scan the file. I just let it manage it. It hasn't caused any problems. I don't really use that feature. I don't put tags on anything. Now this is another important is where do you want your postcards files to go once you scan them. Now I use on Microsoft, it's called OneDrive. It's a cloud-based service that comes with my Microsoft account, my subscription, and so everything's in the cloud. What's nice about that is I can go to any computer that has signed in by me, bring up my OneDrive, and I'll have access to all the scanned photos. So I can select that, and then when you select it, that's where it's going to go. Now for this button, that's HP Postcards, is how that's set up. Again, set the name, color, you want it both sides, set your quality, to me it's speed, and make sure it's JPEG, and make sure it's continuous, and where to put it. Very simple. Okay, so that's how we use the ScanSnap scanner to take the photos of our postcards that we have on our eBay and Etsy store. Again, we've used the scanner for over 17,000 postcards so far without any major issues. The really only major issue we had is something we caused. We tried to put too many in at one time, a few connection issues here and there, but nothing that we can work through. My stapler has more problems than this scanner has. So in the future we're going to be doing some more videos about our postcards. So if you would like to be notified of that, please subscribe to our channel, hit the little bell icon for a reminder. Thanks for watching, and we really appreciate it.